Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 20 Ultimate Team Road to Glory. It is Sunday, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video. If you do, hit me with a thumbs up button. That would be awesome. Let's shoot for the stars of 2,500 likes. If you guys can make that happen, you'll make my Sunday, and that's exactly what you want to do, right? And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Click the notification bell if you are new around here so that you can never miss an upload and become part of the Noti gang. And today's episode is pretty much all about just using this crazy squad that we've been able to put together here in the weekend league. Another 5 or so games. Yeah, no, I think it is another 5 games in the weekend league today with, you know, proper highlights, and hopefully we can get some victories and improve on our already perfect starting record of 5-0. So I come up against this squad. It's like a, you know, it's a pretty average squad, I guess. You know, maybe a little bit below the curve of weekend league meta. But hey, you know, it is what it is. We'll definitely take that. I want to come up against these bad teams. I want to get some nice, easy victories. But there were some players in there that we needed to just be a bit cautious about, take a little bit of care over it, because, you know, you can still score goals with the likes of Mane and stuff that this guy had, and he had Bernardo Silva, of course, so still a very, very solid squad. But as you can see, 7 odd minutes on the clock, things are looking great for us as we get a very, very fast rage quit, and that was my first game of the day, so even not warmed up, we were still scoring 2 goals in 7 minutes, and things were feeling like, you know, the movement was all good. The servers seem pretty good again. There's a couple of games in the middle of today's episode where there were a couple of like stutters, and I don't know, it didn't feel amazing. But other than that, can't really complain. Like, I saw a lot of people complaining on Twitter about how bad the servers were this weekend. Obviously, I was saying it a lot about last weekend, how bad it was. But I have to say, just like this week has been pretty good so far for me on Friday and Saturday. And then leaving a lot of games for Sunday is going to be a test. But hey, we'll give it a go. We'll see, see what comes of it. As you can see, this was a pretty boring match. 0-0 at half-time. He'd had 62% of possession. He had a really nice squad, and I thought that this was going to be our first loss, especially when he got through one-on-one with CR7 there. But as you can see, we were able to tackle him, and we push on the counter-attack, actually. We hit him with a little counter. Bernardo knocks it into Mbappe. Jovic is off at this point for Bernardo Silva, and we put Mbappe up front. Into Rodrigo, but look at that. Mbappe's just on his own, so we cut it back. We hit the little ball roll with Rodrigo, then we cut it back, play it across. So we get an assist with Rodrigo, a goal with Mbappe, and that's how we want. That's how we want to go about things in this game. Finally, against a very tough opponent who I had already written it off in my head as a loss, we ended up being 1-0 up. We got through again. I should be netting that one. Is that 5 chemistry Bernardo Silva because he's a substitute? Is that why he's a little bit slower at that point? I'm not sure. But we get very fortunate to get through again. Of course, we're going to score that there. It's proven that the Frenchman has done the business for us in this particular match. So, a 2-0 against this fella. He was, like I said, very solid as well. But things were going my way. You know, I was getting the AI blocks. The goalkeeper was making saves. And some matches are just like that. Some matches are completely the opposite. But Bernardo Silva getting through here, cutting back, going to knock that one into Neymar, who we're just going to turn and take that finesse shot strike. I guess his Chris Smalling and that sort of area of his team was probably the weak link, and we were able to exploit that. But he had like Van der Sar in goal, and genuinely a really nice team. So 3-0 was one of them scorelines where I was just like, I didn't expect that at all, whatsoever. We get through Bernardo Silva here, chip the goalkeeper, just off the post. So we can't extend our lead right there. And even again, when we get the ball with Aouar, take that finesse shot, even that comes off the inside of the post. So, yeah, we'll stick with the 3-0 win. Oh, no, I've missed a goal out at the end there. He must have scored. I think with Cristiano Ronaldo, he got a goal right at the very end. But I've missed out putting it into the video. Apologies for that. But, yeah. 3-1, it's fine, it's great. And he actually came on for the last couple of minutes to maybe nearly make it 3-2 as well. So things sort of slowed down for us at the very end of that match. But hey, a really solid victory, which I was quite happy about. And that keeps our unbeaten streak going. It completes a couple of little objectives. Essentially, I haven't focused on any of these yet. And because I don't really have icon swaps to do anymore for the rest of this season, that's, I guess, what maybe I can focus on some of these for. I want Dan James. I think I kind of want Osimhen as well, but I don't know how hard that's going to be to get. Really not bothered about Odegaard. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really not that bothered about him for some reason. It just doesn't interest me that much, even though he looks like a pretty good player. So we unlock the Chomp celebration. I've been looking forward to getting this. I think I'm actually quite far behind in the season objectives so far. I think a lot of people are way higher in terms of XP than me, but we'll catch up as and when we play a little bit more rivals throughout the next couple of weeks. We'll do our best to anyway, because obviously I do want to reach level 30 at the end of the season and unlock probably a Kanji. Maybe? I'm not 100% sure who we would go for, and we normally make last minute decisions, but Akanji seems to be the one that stands out to me as someone very good. Actually, so does Kovacic. I just probably wouldn't get SMS. He doesn't interest me that much. Turns out Rodrigo's got really good free kick stats. I messed that one up because I had it at an angle rather than the flat, you know, straight up top spin. That's why that one didn't hit the target, end up hitting the bar. But as you can see, we literally get the ball straight from that when it hits the angle of the bar and come in, knock it in and get a goal with Neymar. So he got through with Adama, and I just rushed the goalkeeper out. He had Aubameyang, he had Adama, and it's just one of them games where you know you're going to get done by pace. So you got to do your very best to be on your game, on it, like just simply on it. Whether that means sprinting out with the goalkeeper, or whether that means just like defending a bit quicker, or whatever it is, getting to those players before they can take that first touch. It's quite important when you're up against the likes of these crazy OP, like very fast players. So at 1-1, I gift him a penalty. Stupid decision there from me with Roberto Carlos. And then because he took that penalty so quick, I thought there's no way you're not going down the middle. And I guess that's kind of another tactic. If you take a penalty instantly, people have thought, well, he hasn't moved his direction then, has he? So you sort of stay down the middle. And then if you're not too aggressive with the thumbstick, maybe you end up getting away with it and scoring a goal in the corner. So I'm 2-1 down in this match. And obviously right towards the end of the game, we say this all the time, it's going to go one of two ways. I went on 10 depth, constant pressure, all out attack basically. And got quite unlucky that I didn't manage to score some goals, and he ends up scoring with his 87 Odegaard, so this guy's already done the grind. But yeah, we push forward with Kent at the end here and end up getting ourselves a goal back, but hey, look, we're already over time in extra time, so that was never going to be good. We needed that goal to be the equaliser, not to be just the consolation. So there's the first loss in the weekend league at 7-1, and I felt a little bit hard done by. I did think I should have won that one. A few bounces and bobbles and stuff didn't really go my way. But then if we say about the game before when everything went my way, then you know, maybe it's caught up with me. Karma has caught up with me, I guess. We come up against this team. It's like it's one of those kind of like old school meta teams. So it had like Son and Pogba and Kante, and it's just like, okay, it's a nice squad, but I don't know. If you're a good player, I think it could be good. But if you're an average player, I think I'm going to trounce you. And as it turns out, he was what I would class as a pretty good player. Someone with over 90% pass accuracy. You could tell he was pretty good on the ball, but I ended up completely trouncing him anyway. So I don't know what happened to this guy in defence or what was going right for me, but I was netting goals for fun, like for literal fun. I was 3-0 up in 24 minutes. I can't really tell you who scored, but as you can see there, we both had 90% or above passing accuracy. He had 94. That's how good he was on the ball. But for some reason, he was just able to leak goals at the back, and I was able to exploit that. So I try a rainbow flick, and I end up getting a penalty from it because Sergio Ramos just barges into me, and we do our normal technique, go straight down the middle after a long like directional trying to move the head thing. 4-0 up. He makes a huge mistake there. Gives it to Mbappe. Of course, we're just going to stick that one in the back of the net and skip the replay and just, you know, get back into the game again. Neymar then rainbow flicks and keeps it up and then hits it on the half volley. And that's a spectacular goal. I'm not sure how much at this point in time he was really bothered about anything, you know, about defending and stuff, because that seemed quite easy to do. And then, well, we end up getting through with Rodrigo here, and I'm just sprinting alongside Bellerin, I think it is, and I just ball roll around Sergio Ramos, some really nice dribbling, and that's a hell of a strike from Rodrigo. Like, he's been super quiet just because he is now like a cam or a wide mid. Like, he's never going to get the goals and assists that Mbappe and Neymar, or Neymar and Jovic and stuff are going to get. But he is a fun little player, and I think he's been a useful player for the team. One thing is that we're always going to lose like major coins on him. We end up winning 7-0, by the way. All right, I'll take it. So that's going to be 8-1. So a very good start still to the weekend league. But we've lost major coins on Rodrigo. But like, what I'd noticed is that on Saturday night he was like up more than he had been. I saw him drop down to 725, which, as you guys will know, is 200k less than what I paid for him. And then you got to add tax on top of that. So we're always going to lose a huge amount on this player. Bad timing by me to purchase him. It is what it is. But I actually saw him on Saturday night. I put around 790. So whether or not that's a trend and he is heading upwards because of the likes of that Valverde coming out, or I don't know what. By the time you're watching this, he is Sunday, so he may well have dropped back down into the 600s or something. I'm not sure. But if there is a chance, maybe Saturday night you might not see Rodrigo in the team tomorrow. Just if there was that slight period where I could sell him for a little bit more and lose a little bit less than what we potentially would have done, then you might see me sell him. But then, of course, I would have to kind of rearrange the team a little bit to make sure everyone gets chemistry and stuff. So I'm not sure how that would go, but we could probably find a way to make it happen. Simply because, you know, like at the end of the day, we're using him at cam in a 4-2-2. He's not going to get hugely involved. I could always bring on Bernardo Silva instead of him being on the pitch because he would have been sold or whatever. So yeah, you never know. That might be in tomorrow's episode, depending on whether or not I list him overnight, depending on whether I decide to keep him a little bit longer. This is actually the final game of the episode. We are 1-0 down from an Aubameyang outside of the box finesse. He then somehow does it the same again and ends up going 2-1 up. And I'm like, all right, I don't understand how regular Aubameyang's doing that. I know they patched the finesse shot a little bit, but I can't seem to do that all the time. And then we end up going constant pressure, all-out attack. And I wanted to win this game. I wanted to win or lose it. I didn't want to go to extra time with this guy. So, as you can see here, things are going to unfold really unfortunately for me. And he literally gets through there. I think that was super lucky. But when I look at the stats after this game, it was genuinely, they were like identical. We had a really, really similar match. I lose 3-2 right at the end. I just felt like I could have won it. But whatever, man. Like, GG's. That was a, look at that. Like, so those stats are genuinely pretty much identical. They're crazy how close that game was. But a hat-trick from regular Aubameyang. 2 finesse shots from outside the box and 1 after some defensive errors just led to balls bouncing back into to Aubameyang. Yeah, madness. But hey, we end up losing that one. So our first 10 games of the weekend league are 8-2. It's good, I would say. Like, I would have taken that if you'd have asked me before the weekend league started. 100% would have taken that for my first 10 games. But after going 5-0, and actually after going, what, 7-0, I think things were going well. So I would have loved to have got a 10-0, but hey. Oh well. So this is a player that I could get into my squad. I don't have the coins for him currently, but I wanted to just mention him now. This Luis Felipe, I could play 5 at the back and play him and get full chemistry on everyone, or chemistry as we have it right now, and bring Paulinho out of the starting 11 and then play Koeman as that centre mid. I could possibly do that for you guys, but of course we would need to earn probably nearly another 100k to actually be able to afford him, or wait until after the weekend league, and you never know when he might have come down in price or something. But yeah, that's something that I thought about. I just wanted to gauge your guys' thoughts and opinions on that Luis Felipe. I think he looks like a really good centre-back, so there's potential there. So let me know down below. Leave a comment now whilst you're watching this video. What do you think about Luis Felipe, Future Stars? It would be another cool pink and purple card to bring into the squad. It might be the only one we had in the squad if we were to sell Rodrigo, but hey, I guess if we were able to sell him, we would end up definitely having the coins to be able to buy a player like that. But are there any other attacking players in the Future Stars lineup that we could fit in our squad that you guys can just spot, like, and I'm just missing something. Is there anyone out there that's like less than Rodrigo costs, but looks pretty useful as a cam, someone that we could get into our team, or maybe an icon or something that fits that bill as well? I'd be curious to know, so make sure you do let me know down below. What I will end this video with, rather than looking at these player bios and trying to get a realistic view of that, what I will tell you is that the top few players in my team, you know, let's go for Rodrigo, Mbappe, Neymar, and Jovic. They are like my 4 top performers, my 4 biggest players. So Rodrigo so far in 10 games has got 2 goals and 4 assists. That's low, isn't it? Very low. 6 contributions in 10 games. Jovic has actually got 8 goals and 4 assists. So he's quieting down in today's video in terms of goals. Got himself another couple of assists, but is still someone that only really plays a half. So for 12 contributions in 10 games, but really only 10 halves, that's pretty good. Mbappe is on 8 goals and 5 assists. He gets more involved than Rodrigo simply because, 1, I think he is better, and 2, I move him to striker in the second half. So yeah, of course he's going to get more involved. So that's 13 contributions in 10 games for him. And then Neymar is running away with it this weekend with 11 goals and 7 assists. 18 contributions in the weekend league in just 10 games. So that is why he is still the best player I've used this year. I trust him more than anyone in an attacking position just because of his pace, his dribbling, his agility, and his skills and weak foot. Like, all of those things are just basically awesome. I love him so much on this game. But yeah, that was me looking at my little spreadsheet of goals and assists that we've got this weekend. I'll try and keep doing that so I can give you a nice, accurate representation towards the end of our weekend league, how we got on with our players. Guys, do me a favour, hit that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. Why don't you go ahead and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The links are down below. And most importantly, now that all is said and done, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll catch you tomorrow with another episode. Peace.